A small story. I was referring where people, as I told, people will be saying one thing or the other. For everything, people have something to say. This is a small anecdote where it says that a father and a son will be going on a donkey, and people will say, "See how shameless the son is. Father is walking, and you are on the donkey." So where the son gets down and they puts the father on the donkey, and both will be walking, and they say how much scenario they say that why don't you people travel together? Why you want to walk? Then both of them will sit on the donkey. Then again people will say, how is it possible to overload a donkey? I've been walking. That means whatever you do, something or the other, people will have something to say. That's what we say. People will have something to say about the song from the Hindi movie. Kuch to log kahenge. But what is very much important for us is to be an independent thinker. Whether we are an academician, we are also a social animal. We are part of the society. But when it comes to thinking, or when it comes to usage something, or when you are doing some activity, it's always better because it helps us to give an individual thinking also. So we have to be an individual thinker. That's one thing. At the same time, whenever you make a decision as academicians or as personally, or also whenever we take a thing, there is a chance that we have inclination or prejudice about one thing or the other. So ಅದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಬರೆಯಂತ ಪದಗಳು ನಾವು foodies. If somebody likes only about religious things, we say they are religious. So it has different perspective also. So completely everybody will have a personal bias. ನಮ್ದೇ ಆದಂತ ಒಂದು ಬಯಾಸ್ಗಳಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಹೇಗೆ ಅದು ಮೌಲ್ಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೂಯೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಸಮ್ಟೈಮ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ಅವರ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ, ಅವರ್ ಬಿಲೀಫ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್. ಸೊ ವೆನೆವರ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್, please keep away from your bias, because at the end of the day it is very important. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಶಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಯಾಸಸ್ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡು ಯಾಕೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಪದೇ ಪದೇ ಬಯಾಸಸ್ ನ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, when you see an image, like the sir was telling me about one particular issue. Okay, so there are different perspective for one issue. Okay, it can be favoritism. ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಫೇವರಿಟಿಸಮ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಯಾರೋ ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಫೇವರಿಟಿಸಮ್ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರು ಏನೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸರಿ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. Okay, especially political leaders, especially our religious inclination. Okay, so you have a favoritism towards it because ಚಿಕ್ಕದ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿರ್ತಾರೆ. So you have a favoritism towards it. That can be one. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್. I always prefer having more of friends who are from this particular state of society. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಗಳಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಪ್ರಿಜುಡೈಸ್ ಕೆಲವು ಸತಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ರ ಹಾಗೆ, ಅದು even you people are aware that whenever we are using the social media, it is completely prejudiced. Okay, so for example, again I'm again taking an example, please don't take it any other way. When COVID stuck, when the very initial period when the COVID stuck the world and everything went on for a lockdown, so we had a kind of a prejudice towards one particular community of people. We said they are the one who have been spreading the what they call the COVID anta. But COVID didn't see any caste, any creed, any gender, any age, or any country. But we had a prejudice. The kind of a treatment which was there on the media was prejudiced. Okay, so ಇವರಿಂದ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಇವರಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ತರ ಪ್ರಿಜುಡೈಸ್ ಗಳು ಆಗಂತ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರೀ ಕನ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ನೋಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಪ್ರೀ ಕನ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನಮ್ಮಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ನ್ಯಾರೋ ಮೈಂಡೆಡ್ನೆಸ್. ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ನ್ಯಾರೋ ಮೈಂಡೆಡ್ನೆಸ್. For example, again, I'm just giving an example because we have got many women fraternity also here. If somebody wears, especially if a woman wears a modern dress, okay, so all are educated here. Okay, everybody are educated. Our colleagues are educated. Everybody. If somebody wears a dress or a Western dress, he or she dresses as a thing. So there is a kind of a different opinion about a particular lady. If you wear a sari, there is a particular kind of an opinion. If you wear something, that means it's a way of, it is my liking. There is nothing wrong. But the way we see, ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. People will start posting things. Example, I'm just taking a lot of things. So that also shows about a kind of a narrow-mindedness, intolerance, especially food habits. So we have seen there is a huge of intolerance. I will just again, I would like to give you an example, and I also like to draw your attention for the word intolerance and how social media dealt with this intolerance. You people might have seen the Tanishq ad. Okay, Tanishq ad nodirbodu anta ankontini. There was a very big issue where the advertisement spoke about two ladies, atte ಮತ್ತೆ ಸೊಸೆ, a mother-in-law and a daughter-in-law. So daughter-in-law will be pregnant and the baby showering would be done. ಶ್ರೀಮಂತ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅತ್ತೆ ಸೊಸೆಗೆ ಶ್ರೀಮಂತ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. And that is about the Tanishq ad. That is the only thing. Okay, so where she dresses her daughter-in-law with jewels, adu idu ella. So that is the thing. So but the kind of discussion which happened on the internet, the kind of discussion which went on the social media is, the only difference is the daughter is a Muslim, mother-in-law is a Muslim and daughter is a Hindu. Okay, that means two religions involved there. We as people, or we as general public, we didn't see the love between the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law. We didn't see about the caring of the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law. We didn't see the happiness of a mother, would-be mother. We didn't see the decoration. We didn't see the jewelry. But what we spoke, or what people started speaking on the internet or the social media was, why should a Hindu marry a Muslim boy? Okay, that is intolerance. Okay, that means this, I'm just giving it an example because we use it as a case study in many of the classes also. We have been using it as to how the intolerance can be injected through social media. Okay, ಅದನ್ನ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ lot of articles were written. Lot of people came forward who had married inter-religion marriage ಆದವರೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂದು ಬರೆಯಕ್ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಹೇಳಕ್ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಅವ್ರದ್ದು far against ಅಂತ. It becomes such an ad that Tata company or the Tanishq company had to tender an apology. Okay, it has to tender an apology saying that, sorry, we did a mistake, we shouldn't have done this kind of an ad. Sorry, that they had to pull the advertisement back. Where is that we are there? Andre, ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ depends upon our bias. Namma mentality ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So this is a kind of an intolerance which is happening on the social media. Okay, ಈ ತರ ಕೂಡ, I'm just giving a small example, but there are many big issues. There are serious issues which can be done in different manner. But the one-sidedness irbodu, bigotry irbodu. So there are many biases which people usually see. Okay, one side. So as I told you, why human exists, why people are very much biased ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಒಂದು past experiences irbodu, ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು stress, anxiety, pain, fear. Somebody has hurt me, so others may also be hurtful. Having a wrong thought about somebody. ನನ್ಗೇನೋ ಒಂದು ಮೋಸ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಬೇರೆಯವರು ಈ ತರ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಬಯಾಸ್ಗಳು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. So that is it's a human thing. But when you bring it to the social media, it is having a very larger effect on the minds of the people and also on the society. That is what we are trying to do that. Okay. So we have something called as a filter bubble. Okay. There are two important things you should understand. There are two technical terms where we call it as a filter bubble. Okay. Filter bubble. For example, filter bubble is a terminology, or maybe echo chamber. On the echo chamber. Filter bubble is a thing where, for example, if Sapna, I'm using my FB, I use my Instagram, people you can also use. I like some particular thing. I like some resort, click martin. So naale 100 resort ಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ information ನನ್ನ feed ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, though I haven't liked it. So algorithms ಅಂತ pick up ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. What is Sapna discussing more on social media? What is Sapna discussing, or what is Sapna's opinion on hotels? Because I go to hotel, I have a lot of food, I'm a foodie. I go nangeಲ್ಲ ಬೇರೆ ಹೋಟೆಲ್ ಹೋದಾಗ ಬಂದು ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬರೀಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನನ್ನ ಆಸಕ್ತಿ ಇದೆ. Okay, so it knows that what is regularly Sapna keep posting it. So hotels ಬಗ್ಗೆ advertisement ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ. So that kind of a concept is called as a filter bubble. So ಅದು ಒಂದು algorithm ತೆಗೆಯುತ್ತೆ, scientific ಆಗಿ algorithm ತೆಗೆಯುತ್ತೆ. For example, Dr. Rekha ಅವರು ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, family ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರ, friends ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರ, education ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರ. So those related things will come to your news feed. So that is called as a filter bubble. That is very common in all the things. So at the same time, you also have something called as an echo chamber. Okay, echo chamber concept is something, for example, WhatsApp. WhatsApp is the best example of echo chamber. For example, everybody has got a WhatsApp group, friends, college group, gym group, family group, group ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. Okay. If somebody does something, for example, again, I'm giving an example of the class students. So class students will say Sapna ma'am's birthday is there. So one person will say happy birthday, Sapna. happy birthday Sapna ma'am anta ಬರೀತಾರೆ. All 56 in the group should write Sapna ma'am happy birthday, whether they like me or not. They have to write Sapna ma'am happy birthday, because echo chamber is a kind of a concept where the people will feel, if I don't write it, my opinion, I told you about the herd mentality. Okay, if I don't do it, so Sapna ma'am may think something about me, or I may be outcasted, I may be taken out of the group, or she may have started some kind of an opinion on me. So this kind of a trend is happening on WhatsApp. In family group alle nodkondre gottagutte. Okay, family ಒಬ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬರಿಬೇಕು, ಇಷ್ಟ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾತೇ ಆಡಿಲ್ಲ ವರ್ಷಗಟ್ಲೆ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತೇ ಆಡಿರಲ್ಲ, ಏನೋ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಹೌದಾ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ವಿಲ್ ರೈಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವೆದರ್ ಯು ಲೈಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಇನ್ ದ ಗ್ರೂಪ್, you want to be associated. The same thing is the social media. Nobody wants to take an independent stand. So filter bubble and echo chamber concept is always there in social media. That is what is affecting the students. So does it lead to poor decision? Yes. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ತುಂಬಾ ತಪ್ಪಾಗುತ್ತೆ. So what are the different kinds of things? As I told you, biases ಇದ್ದಾಗ there are many different kinds of biases, what I told you. So this, please spot the bias here in this particular picture. Spot the bias. Two pictures.
Gender bias. Gender bias.
Okay. Dr. Nag. Any other kind of a bias? What we discussed in the earlier slide. ಮುಂದೆ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ನಾನು ಪ್ರಿಜುಡೈಸ್ಡ್, ನ್ಯಾರೋ ಮೈಂಡೆಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಯಾವ ಬಯಾಸ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಂತ?
ಅದೇ ಗಂಡ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ, ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳನ್ನ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಕಳಿಸಲ್ಲ, ಕೆಲಸ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ, ಆ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತಹ ಬಯಾಸ್ ಆಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್.
Okay. He says about the gender discrimination. Boys are given good education, whereas girls have been left to do the household chores. Okay, fine. Next, anything else, ma'am? Social work ನವರು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೊಸೈಟಲ್ ಕನ್ಸರ್ನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಆ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ MSW ಅವರು. Okay, accepted. Anything, any other kind of a bias ಇರ್ಬೋದಾ? ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, everybody is seeing the picture. So please tell me, what is the bias you see other than what Dr. Nageshwar, we spoke about the gender bias. Fine, accepted. Anything else you can add on? Anybody?
ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಬೆಳೆಸುವಂತಹ ರೀತಿ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಗಂಡ್ ಮಕ್ಳು ಅಂದಾಗ ಫ್ರೀ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಅಂದಾಗ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಮನೆ ಕೆಲಸ, ರಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಬಯಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಸರ್,
ವರ್ಕ್ ಬಯಾಸ್ ಮೇಡಮ್, ವರ್ಕ್ ಬಯಾಸ್. ಹೌದು. ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಬಯಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಈ ತರದ್ದು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಬಹಳ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್, ಲೇಟ್ ನೈಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಗಂಡ್ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೆ ಕೊಡೋದು, ಸಣ್ಣ ವರ್ಕ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೆ ಕೊಡುವಂತದ್ದು. ಮತ್ತೆ ವೇಜ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಕೂಡ ಗಂಡ್ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಸಣ್ಣ ಕೊಡೋದು, ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಕೊಡೋದು, ಈ ತರದೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬಯಾಸಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ರಿಲಿಜಿಯನ್ ಬಯಾಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಕೆಲವೇ ಧರ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿದಂತವ್ರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಯಾರಿಟಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, ಕೆಲಸ ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ಡ್ ವೇರಿಯಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಒನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡಿಂಗ್ ಎವ್ರಿವೇರ್ ಇನ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಯಾಸಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಬಯಾಸ್ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಪಕ್ಷದವರು ಕರಪ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು, ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ತಪ್ಪು.
ಇವ್ರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ fine, whatever you're telling I accept. But when you look into this, where does the politics come into it?
ಮೇಡಮ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೆ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ದಂಗೆ, ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೌಸ್ ಕೀಪಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ನ ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, ನೀರ್ ತರ ಕೆಲಸ, ಮನೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹೌದು, ಹೌಸ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಚೋರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಗಂಡ್ ಮಕ್ಳನ್ನ ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡರಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಜೆಂಡರ್ ಬಯಾಸ್, ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಯಾಸ್. ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನು, ಅವರಿಂದ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಮನೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ತರ ಮನಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಇದೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಗಂಡ್ ಮಕ್ಳನ್ನ ದುಡ್ದಾಕ್ತಾರೆ ಮುಂದೆ, ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಕೀಪ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರ್ಡ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಇನ್ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್. ನೌವೇಡೇಸ್ is a family belief is only. I am also having 2 daughters, not a problem. I am very proud of I have 2 daughters, not a problem. But everybody, everything as a human right.
ಬೇರೆ, ಬಟ್ ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನೇ ಯಾವ್ದಾರ ಒಂದು ಹಳ್ಳಿ ಜನಗಳಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಏನಂತಾರೆ, ಹುಡುಗರನ್ನ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಕಳಿಸಿ, ಹುಡುಗಿರ್ನ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಯು, ಇಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ಅವರ್ ಅಪ್ಬ್ರಿಂಗಿಂಗ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಎಜುಕೇಟೆಡ್, ನಾನು ಅನ್ಎಜುಕೇಟೆಡ್, ನಾನು ಎಲೀಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸು, ನಾನು ಲೋವರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿಸ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ, ಮೈನಾರಿಟಿ, ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಅಬೌಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಸಿ and what you are writing at that particular. But ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಯಾರು ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರ, ಯಾರು ಬರೀತಾರ? I don't think anybody will write very analytically, people will write anything. Only thing is, as soon as they see, this is what they say. Your people said gender bias, people said the household force, and people said about the political intervention somewhere, and people spoke about the other kind of an aspect. Okay, fine. I'll come to it, sir. I'll come to it. Okay, next, this one. Mera Gaon Mahan. What is the bias you see here in this picture? Anybody? As soon as you see the picture, what comes to your mind? Astana. Very simple.
There are so much actually. It speaks about the village setup. Like the group of houses can be seen at the one end, and a single house can be seen at the other end. Okay. And where the employees, like the person who has got the equipments and everything, can be able to till the land. Okay. And there might be the other people who are waiting for the work, the ladies, the group of ladies that they are waiting there. So these are the kind of biases that can be seen in this picture.
Okay. Anything else?
ಒಬ್ಬ ರೈತ ತನ್ನ ಹೊಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಉಳುಮೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾರ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನ್ರಿ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಊರಿಂದ 4 ಜನ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಊಟ ತಗೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
Okay. Okay.
They are feeling very happy, madam.
Okay. Ma'am can see happiness in them. Okay, fine. Okay. Some people see the tilling of the land. Some people say food is being carried by the ladies. Okay, that is also there. But now, okay, fine. So now, Haley, sir. Haley.
Madam, I see a Punjabi village.
Okay.
Yeah. The men are wearing turbans, and they look like similar to Sikh people.
Yes. Okay, good.
Then it is a rural scenario. Yes, and the women also, they are wearing like Punjabi suits. That's what I see here.
Okay, thank you, sir. Yeah. So, correct. Whatever you people are said is correct. But is there any rule or is there any mindset that Mera Gaon Mahan already in the ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪರ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಹೇಗೆ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಸೇ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಮೇರಾ ಗಾಂವ್ ಮಹಾನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ರೂಲ್ ದಟ್ ದ ವಿಲೇಜ್ ಹ್ಯಾವನ್ ದ ವಿಲೇಜಸ್ ಬೀಂಗ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ನವಡೇಸ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ನಾನ್ ತೋರಿಸಿದ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಅದೇನೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಬಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್, ನಾನು ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್, ಗಿವನ್ ಯು ಸಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಯು ಮೇ ಥಿಂಕ್ 100 things. Oh, I'll say there is a gruesome murder which has happened in an apartment where a woman of 28-year-old has been killed very brutally. And then I told you, then what will be your imagination? Okay, so different things happen. Even social media, whatever is real and whatever is not real, that comes together. There is no discrimination because people will always think from the way they are being brought out. Okay, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ಅನ್ಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅದನ್ನೇ ಕೂಡ ಬರೆಯೋದು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. As I told you again and again, we need to be more critical. We need to analyze. We need to think. We need to observe, which is not happening. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಚಿಕ್ಕದು. These are all misinformation. ಈ ತರ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ರೆ it is not going to harm anybody. But just imagine, I'm showing a gruesome accident. I'm showing a rape video of a girl. I'm showing a victim's mutilated body. So things are completely different. That's the reason why people will carry different kind of a biases and that. So this
it is called, madam, it is called a sudden conclusion. People will jump into the sudden conclusion.
Yes,
they never think the both the side. They never think of the coins both sides. What happened before, what is happening after also. Whatever things is happening before their eyes, it is a true. It is absolutely means
seeing
eternal
is believing.
truth.
Seeing is believing.
Yeah. It means an eternal truth. Never changing. Yes, this is the only
so even seeing is believing today can be manipulated by people by using different kind of technology. The body will be somebody's, the head will be somebody's, the background will be somebody's, and they bring everything together. That is what the graphic design and graphic animation, everything will be done. So
I think very recently, celebrity Rashmika Mandana's video was mocked like that.
Yes.
And,
so you will not be able to make out. Yes. Yeah, please continue.
It is like being a judgmental towards the situations and the scenarios. That is what I think the people are doing right now. So they are not analyzing whether it is a right or wrong, or to conclude something, just based on what they are picking up. That's it. So that is what, like, being narrow and being judgmental about the situation.
Yes, we spoke about Rashmika Mandana's, again going with what the example what Dr. Nagesh just shared. Yes, just because Rashmika Mandana was there, there was such a hue and cry. But the person's body, or whoever the deepfake was done, even she was a woman, but nobody spoke about her. That was the thing. That is the kind of a thing. Because if you have a status, or if you have something, or if you have power, people will have chance to discuss and all. But that is what we call it a deep fake, where people are not able to identify the truth and the which is not about the truth. Okay. ಅದನ್ನ ಯಾರು ತಗೊಂಡು ಹಳ್ಳಿಯವರಿಗೆ ತೋರಿಸಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಡೀಪ್ ಫೇಕ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಅದನ್ನ ನಂಬ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. They'll trust whatever is being shown on the social media, or whatever is being transferred in the social media. So please read this line very carefully. Do you believe what you see, or do you see what you believe? ನನ್ನ ಮನಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಹೇಗಿದೆ, ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಅಥವಾ ನಾನು ಏನ್ ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅದು ನನ್ನ ಮನಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಇರುತ್ತಾ. This is what works out in a social media. Please read again. Do you believe what you see, or do you see what you believe? So this is very much important. So as people, or as teaching community people, we have to tell our students that everything on social media, or everything, it can be not only pictures and videos, it can be even the content, it can be even the issue. So that is very much important. Okay. So this is one thing. Critical thinking model. This is a small exercise. Again, I'll just go with it. So we do a small critical exercise. One is, first and foremost, is we have to pay attention. Whatever the thing comes to you, or whatever the information, whether it is in the form of a video, audio, clipping, pictures, whatever comes to you, please pay attention and observe. Observation ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, because ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಇವಾಗ deep fake ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. There are many people who observe, she may not be the person who is wearing this kind of a thing. So you need to be very observant in such kind of a thing. One, to pay attention and do the thing. Second, whenever you get a message, whether it's an audio one, whether it's a video one, whatever be the kind of messages you people get, one, to open martivi, yes, that is there. When you see the message, please read and verify. Many of us don't have the, as I told you, we don't have the patience, and we'll also not think about the repercussion. ಮುಂದೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ವಾಟ್ಸ್ಆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಸೇಜಸ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾಳೆ ₹10 ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ₹10 ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ nobody will message anything. Okay, people will stop messaging because nobody wants to spend money and do this kind of an activity. Okay, so we need to be very careful. We have to read and we have to verify, especially the messages which you find it very twisty. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಡಿಸ್ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾದ್ರೆ, ಯಾಕೆ ಈ ತರ ಕಳ್ಸಿದಾರಲ್ಲ, ತಪ್ಪಿರ್ಬೋದಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡೋ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. Atleast if you can't do anything, the best thing, what our request and what my request would be, is to not to forward. At least that way we'll stop so much of the drawbacks and ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು stop ಮಾಡ್ದಂಗೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So we have to open, see, read, verify, and we have to share. So usually whenever a message comes to you, this is just the checklist. ಯಾವ usually ಹೇಳೋದು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ನಾವು ಎಜುಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಗೋ ಕೆಲವು ಸತಿ ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ. So whenever you get a messages, please think about this. One is, who is behind information. If, for example, if there is some political messages coming up to you, who is sending it? Whether it is sent by the BJP party, whether it's sent by the Congress party, whether it's sent by the other party, any parties in the country, who is behind information? Because every political party, every religious party, or any individual will have some or the other kind of an agenda. Okay, they want to be popular, they want their ideology to be accepted. So you need to understand who is behind the information. If Sapna sends some messages related to media, so there may be something, because I know something about media, but I can't write something about science. Sapna can't write something about statistics, because that is not my cup of tea. So if Rahul Dravid comes and speaks about cricket, acceptable. If Ronaldo comes and speaks about cricket, then it is not acceptable. So you need to be very checking the thing that who is behind it, whether the person, the organization, or the country. If the person is saying, so what is the evidence you have? So just again going back to what Rashmika Mandana's thing is, there was an evidence. Okay, she posted saying that it was not at all me. Okay, the original girl's picture came into the background. They said, see, this is the girl. The same opening of the door, the girl comes in, she stands, the same dress. So you had an evidence to check whether it was really her or not. So that evidence is there. Then what are the other sources telling? Okay, it's very necessary for you to check paper now in barita idare, television now in ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅಥವಾ ರೇಡಿಯೋದವರು ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಅದರ್ ಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಸೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್. Okay, because nowadays newspapers have also started doing something called as WhatsApp ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೋ ಮೆಸೇಜಸ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ತುಂಬಾ ಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವ್ದು ತುಂಬಾ ಫೇಕ್ ಆಗಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ರೌಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, we cross check that and we do a particular column called as fact check ಅಂತ. Okay, whether the video, the picture or the issue is correctly fact checked or not ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು every newspaper, Hindu carries, Prajavani carries, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಜನಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ, because this is the way we want to bring a kind of an awareness. This also you can do. But ಯೂಶಲ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲಾನು ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಯೂಶಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಓದ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಕೆಲವು ಸತಿ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಗಳು ಬರಿತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಯೂಶಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಹುಡುಗರುಗಳು ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳೋದು, ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ರಲ್ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್, ವೆನ್ ಎವರ್ ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಟ್ ಕಾಪಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಪೇಸ್ಟ್, ಯೂಶಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಯಾವಾಗ ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ರಲ್ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಂಗ್ ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ರಲ್ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನೀವು ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ದಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಒನ್. It may be a kind of a fake content or it can be a mixture of all this. It's not been a reliable source da bandirudanta, especially journal galu. Okay, because as we all from academics, journal gal barutte, adu fake journal gal barutte, namge gottagbeku yadu correct yadu illa anta. So whenever there is a lateral reading, please verify whatever the content is all about. Next important thing is yade idu kuda date ಮತ್ತೆ time. Sorry, this is as data. So the next important thing is the date and the time. Many students, many of us, even like ನಮ್ಮ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಕೂಡ, ನಾವುಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಯಾವ್ದೊಂದು ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, we don't even check the date and the time. Okay, the videos, I'll just give you a small example, anecdote of a small thing where when the vice president of America, okay, what's her name? The Indian origin lady who became the vice president of US. I'm sorry about it.
Kamala Harris.
Kamala
Harris.
Kamala Harris.
Sorry, thank you.
Kamala Harris.
Thank you. I was remembering the other person. Okay. So when Kamala Harris became the vice president of US, America, so there was one video which was doing rounds. Okay. Ellaradu ningu kuda bandirbodu. Saying that Indian origin lady Kamala Harris has become the vice president of America. It's a very pride for the Chennaites. It's a very pride for the India's daughter. Okay, and one video was making round at the same time where they said Kamala Harris, as soon as she got into the office, she conducted what you call puja in her office by singing the Hindu hymns. Okay, no, nama bhajanegalella ಮಾಡ್ಸಿ ಅವರು ಆಫೀಸ್ಗೆ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆದ್ರು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ರೌಂಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. Okay, there was that thing going on. So we thought, check ಮಾಡೋಣ ನೋಡೋಣ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ. And the thing is, they wanted to tell that even though she is a foreigner, even though she is an outsider, though she is an Indian born, but she's been there in the US, she hasn't forgotten the roots. Okay, ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಆದ್ರೂ ನಮ್ಮ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲಿಸಮ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಕಲ್ಚರ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಟ್ರೆಡಿಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಆ ಲೇಡಿ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಓಡಾಡ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. So what we did was we took that video and we thought ಅದು ಏನ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಡು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಭಜನ್ ಹಾಡು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಜನಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಇತ್ತು, ಅಮೆರಿಕನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು, ಫಾರಿನರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಇದ್ರು. ಸೊ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಆ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ. Then it was around 1.5 minute video or something. Then we cross-checked it. So there are certain tools, I'll tell you at the end of the thing. So there are certain tools where you check the authenticity of the video, because I wanted to check the date and time. I think ಯಾಕೆ ಇದು ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ವಿಡಿಯೋಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ತರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಡೇಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ. When we took that particular thing, we got to know that it was not the Kamala Harris new video which was done in the year 2019 or 20, but it was the old video which was done in the year 2014 by a mayor. He was an Indian mayor. ಅವನು 2014 ಅವನ ಆಫೀಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅವನು ಮೇಯರ್ ಆದಾಗ ಒಂದು ಹೋಮನ ಅವನ ಆಫೀಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಆ ವಿಡಿಯೋನ ತೆಗೆದು 2014 ವಿಡಿಯೋನ 2020 ಕಮಲಾ ಹ್ಯಾರಿಸ್ಗೆ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಕಮಲಾ ಹ್ಯಾರಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಬೀಂಗ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಡಿಯನೈಸ್, ಶಿ ಇಸ್ ಅನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಓಕೆ, ಬಟ್ ಸಿ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್. 6 ವರ್ಷದ ಹಿಂದ್ಗಡೆ ವಿಡಿಯೋನ ನೀವು ಈಗ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಯು ಆರ್ ಶೋಯಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲಿಸಮ್, ಹಿಂದೂಯಿಸಮ್, ಕಲ್ಚರಲಿಸಮ್, okay, Indianness, Indian roots, and there is very easy for you people to manipulate. So these kind of things do happen. ಅದು ನಾವು ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಚೆಕರ್ಸ್ ಗಳು, ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಬರಂತ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್, ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಟೂಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಟು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಯಾವ್ದು ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಜನಗಳು ಅದು ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ a small critical thinking, a small decision making, a proper decision can help you to do or maybe to stop big blunder. So time and date ಕೂಡ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. That is very much important. But the comments, whenever you do this FB ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ when you are doing the social media or maybe Instagram and all, many of the people pay money and do the comments. Okay, there are many people where you can multiply your comments. ನಾನು ಇಷ್ಟು ದುಡ್ಡು ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ Instagram ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ಲೈಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. Okay, so there are many people who do this kind of an activity, so you have to be very careful. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಓದಿದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದೇ ಮನುಷ್ಯ 10 ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಂದಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದೇ ಮನುಷ್ಯ 5 ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಂದಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ವೆರಿ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಕಮೆಂಟ್, ವೆರಿ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಕಮೆಂಟ್. So by seeing, just by doing this small activity, you will get to know whether it is a cooked up story or whether it is being done to harm ಯಾರೊಬ್ಬರನ್ನ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಹಾಕಕ್ಕೆ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾರೊಬ್ಬರನ್ನ ತುಚ್ಛವಾಗಿ ನೋಡಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ತರ ಕೆಲಸಗಳು ಸುಮಾರು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಕಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ರೆಲೆವೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ರೆಲೆವೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಲೀಡ್ ಟು ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅನ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದೇರ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ ಗಳು ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಬೇಗ ಬೇಗ ಮೋಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಇವಾಗ. ಓಕೆ, ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಥ್ರೂ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ವೆನ್ ವಿ. So we have to do this. Many of my friends will be doing it, but still for the purpose of the team, so the domain name, ಯಾವ್ದು domain name ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅದು ತುಂಬಾ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಯೂಶುವಲ್ .com ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಕೆಲಸ if I don't use it, it will be very difficult. But about the section, whenever you are sending any papers or anything, please check the about section. ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿದೆ, ಅಬೌಟ್ ಅಸ್, ಹೋಮ್ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಎಡಿಟೋರಿಯಲ್ ಟೀಮ್ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಮೆನಿ ಆಫ್ ಅಸ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಇಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ನಮ್ಗೇನು ಬರೀ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಬೇಗ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಎ ಫೇಕ್ ಒನ್. ಓಕೆ, ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಮೆನಿ ಪ್ರಿಡೇಟರಿ ಜರ್ನಲ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿದೆ, ಪ್ರಿಡೇಟರಿ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿದೆ, ಅದ್ರ UGC ಸ್ಕ್ವಾಶ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ. ಅದ್ ನಾವೇ ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಬಿಗ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅ ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್, ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ ದಟ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಚೆಕ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಮೇಲ್ ಐಡಿಸ್ ಇದೆಯಾ, ಅಥವಾ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಫಾಲೋ ದೆಮ್ ಫಾರ್ 1 week. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಕೆಲವರು ಇಮೇಲ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಕೆಲವು ಫೋನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. So then easily you'll get to know that it is not a regular authenticated website, but it is a fake one. So because as educated, I can't fall prey for such kind of an dubious activities. Then authors, or ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಡೇಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಫೇಕ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯಾನಿಪುಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ತುಂಬಾ ತಪ್ಪಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಯೂಶುವಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಅವ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡೋದು ಆಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸ್. One of the things what we have found from our research is many of the time fake content, whether it's an audio, video, pictures, or maybe a content, they use all caps. Ella capital letters baritara antadellanu majority of the things are fake articles or fake. So ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ at least as an academic person ಅದನ್ನ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಸಾಕೇನೆ. ಆಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ there are good number of fact checkers. ಓಕೆ, ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ತರ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತಾನೆ in order to check the authentication, in order to see, in order to bring a kind of an sanctity to the social media, we have done something called fact checkers ಅಂತ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು ಬೂಮ್ ಅಂತ, ದೆನ್ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಐ, ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಏನೇನಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ, ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ್ ನ್ಯೂಸ್, ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮೊಬೈಲ್, ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಟುಡೇ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಕೂಡ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಚೆಕರ್ಸ್. ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ತುಂಬಾ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಡೌಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಕಳ್ಸಿದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ವೆದರ್ ದ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಇಸ್ ರೈಟ್ ಆರ್ ರಾಂಗ್. ಆ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 10 ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಒಂದು ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೋದು, 25 ವಿಡಿಯೋನ ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಒಂದು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಕೂಡ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಟ್ರೈಡ್. So any video which is for you is doubtful. So we have different kind of fact checkers, as I told you. But all the media houses send their doubt. ಯಾರು ತುಂಬಾ ಡೌಟ್ ಇರೋಂಥ ವಿಡಿಯೋಗಳು ಯಾವ್ದು ಇರುತ್ತೆ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕಳ್ಸಿಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇವ್ರು ಅದನ್ನ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ನಾವು ಮೀಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ we are just trying to do that. So we have got boom, digiti, it's only for photographs. Okay, so different kinds of things are there. We have been doing this. Okay, but ಇನ್ನೊಂದು, as I told you, ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ I will not go into all these things because it is all fake, viral messages ಏನೇನಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ. So how many of you use Google Lens? Any of my friends use Google Lens? ಯಾರು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ Google Lens ನ? ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ? Anybody? Any of my friends?
QR code
ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ.
QR code.
ಇಲ್ಲ, QR ಕೋಡ್ಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, Google Lens ಬೇರೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ನಿಮಗೆ ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಅದನ್ನ ಪಿಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಟೈಮ್
ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Google Lens
ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಮೇಡಮ್,
ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ರೆ
ಬಹಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ
ಎಲ್ಲ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಅದನ್ನು ತುಂಬಾ ತಪ್ಪು ಇರುತ್ತೆ.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಹಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. somehow we get information later, we can correct it.
Yes, you can use it as a substitute. You can use it as a substitute. That's there. Yes, apart from that,
Yeah, supplementary we can say.
Supplementary ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು. ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇನ್ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕಾರ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಯಾರು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ನಾನೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ ಮೇಡಮ್. QR ಕೋಡ್ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಲೈಬ್ರರಿ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನ QR ಕೋಡ್ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅದು ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
ಹೌದು. ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸರ್ ಇನ್ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕಾರ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ? For example, again I'm giving an example. Sapna is sitting in Mysore. Okay, I'm sitting very much in Mysore in my staff room only. So what I do is, like, one of my friend, I don't know her name, ma'am, you know, this is Shankrama ma'am. Shankrama ma'am is using a background. Okay, she is using a background where she has used a library thing, right? You are using a thing. So where you have changed your background. Okay, even I can do it. We can blur it or we can add anything on that. So Google Lens, if I've gone to some particular place and if I click a picture, for example, Sapna says, Sapna, you know, photo I'm having an happy time in Switzerland and the Baritin Kelgare. If you really want to know whether Sapna is want to what you call Switzerland or identical pictures, one day ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯಾರೇನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಇದು ಗೂಗಲ್ ಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಅದೇ ಜಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ರು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ಓಕೆ, ದಟ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಸಪ್ನಾ ಹೋಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಸವಿತಾ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಹೋಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ವನರಾಜ್ ಹೋಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಯಾರು ಹೋಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, whoever has taken the picture in the same place, that will be identified by Google. So that means small ಯಾರೊಬ್ರು ಹೇಳಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ನೋ ಸರ್ ನಾನು ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, I was in London at that particular point of time. You can track down whether the person was there at that point. ಮತ್ತೆ ಆ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ನ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಯಾವ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay, that means there are different ways in which you can identify whether the person and the picture is real or not. At the same time, the same picture, for example, again I'll tell you, yado ondu picture na newspaper alli hakirtare, Hindu alli hakirtare anta ankonda, Hindu newspaper has used a particular picture. If I want to know in which all publication the same picture has been used, if I do put it on the Google Lens, hundreds of lists will come where the same picture has been used by 100 publications. So it becomes very easy for me to identify that. So Google Lens is also one of the ways to cross-check whether the picture is true or not. That is also there. Okay, so Google Lens, we usually do that. Sir, ಹೇಳಿದಂಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಂದೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಇರೋಂಥ ಪ್ಲೇಸಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಕೂಡ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಡೋದು ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸರ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳಿ, ಬಾರ್ ಕೋಡ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Okay, the last, okay, this will be the last one. Okay, so then we'll be summing up. Okay, so the most important thing about the whole session, or maybe why we have been fighting so much for the media literacy, or why we want the people to be more educated while using social media, is this. One is observe. Again, and the first thing also I told you about observe. One to observe another. Whenever there is a picture, whenever there is a video, please see the landmark. ನಿಮಗೆ ಮೊದಲು ಒಂದು ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ತೋರಿಸಿದೆ, ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಕಿಡ್ನಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ ಅಂತ. So when the video came to us, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಂ ಹುಡುಗಿರ ಬುರ್ಕಾ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿರೋರು ಇದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೈದರಾಬಾದ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಇನ್ ಕೆಲವರು ನೋ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಲಕ್ನೋ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದ ಗರ್ಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ವೇರಿಂಗ್ ಬುರ್ಕಾ ಅಂತ. Because that is how people will say, because the attire shows different thing. So but when we did the cross check and we did the fact checking, we got to know that the picture and the video was from Pakistan. How did we do that? We started identifying the car numbers. ಕಾರ್ ನಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅಕ್ಕಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತ ಕಾರ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಝೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಾರ್ ನಂಬರ್ ತೆಗೆದಾಗ we got to know that the cars which were there parked next to the apartment were all from Pakistan. It is from Lahore. Okay, that means it is very easy for, we have to be very observant. Second, as I told you, search. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಇಮೇಜ್, ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಬಂದು ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ವೆರಿಫೈ, ಡೌಟ್ಫುಲ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ವೆರಿಫೈ ಇನ್ ದ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಲೆನ್ಸ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ ಐಡಿಯಾ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಡೌಟ್ ಬಂತು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್, ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿತ್ತು, ಗೂಗಲ್ ಲೆನ್ಸ್ಗಾಗಿ 100 ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದಾನೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ವೆದರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್. Next, as I told you, you need to engage yourself. It doesn't happen in a one go. ಅಥವಾ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಸೆಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. But the thing is, it's a regular, we have been doing it from past 3-4 years. Okay, ನಾವು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವ್ದಾರ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಬಂದ್ರೆ we do the cross verifications. ಯಾರೋ ಒಂದು ಡೌಟ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ, Sapna please can you check the authentication of the video ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ we have small techniques we sit and do that to identify. For example, one video, 2 minutes ಇರೋ video, 1 to 10 will be from one video, 10 to 20 will be from second video, 30 to 40 will be from one video. So it is an amalgamation of all the videos. Montage ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ. So ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಕಿತ್ತು ಪತ್ತು ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, and it looks very real. But only a fact checker will know, or only when an educated person will know, but not the other people. So here we are trying to sell, and we are trying to educate the people so that ene bandu kuda at least yochne maadi on think maadi anta. So then, as I told, recognize between the fact and opinion. News andre eno, opinions andre eno, personal agidya ಅಥವಾ authentic agidya, so that needs to be checked. So next to verify ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಯಾವುದೇ information ಬಂದು ಕೂಡ before sharing. One thing what I will request all my friends is, whenever in doubt, leave it out. Okay, that is what we always say. When you are in doubt, better is to leave out. Don't think too much. Don't forward is also. Even if I don't forward, at least I'll be saving some 5 to 10 lives. Okay, ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ 250 ಜನ 300 ಜನ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ. 300 ಜನ 300 ತರ think ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆ 300 ಜನ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 300 ಜನ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. Just imagine. So it keeps on multiplying. If it's a good information, fine. But if it's a bad information, we are spoiling the mindset of the people altogether. So better is to be, at least as an educated, we can't do anything, but at least we can build a very healthy society, build a very informed society. Then at last but not the least would be to empathize. Okay, because I always tell, it has not happened to me, it may happen to me tomorrow. Okay, if I don't do it, so try to do ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ ಅಥವಾ ಕೊಡಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿದೆ ನೋಡೋಣ, ಸ್ಪೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ತಪ್ಪುಗಳಿದೆಯಾ ಅಥವಾ ಒಬ್ಬರನ್ನ ಎಜುಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ದಂಗೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ನೆಸೆಸರಿ ಫಾರ್ ಅಸ್ ಟು ಪಾಸ್ ಆನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮೆಸೇಜ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಟ್ರೈಂಗ್ ಟು ಡೂ, as it is a mass movement. We are trying to do it as a mass movement in India because people are different, culture is different, language is different, technical output is different, technical usage is different, our understanding capacity is different. So someday we want to bring a kind of a stability. It will take some years. The reason why people are sharing so much of an information is because we don't have a strict law. ಯಾಕೆ ಜನಗಳು ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದೆಲ್ಲ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾನ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಇಷ್ಟ ಬಂದಂಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, to terrorize people, to create violence, and there is no law. So this particular exercise or this particular thing what we are doing is to educate the people and also to make the government or somebody to have a strong law. We have to have a law. Fine. Go and do the same thing. Okay, he or she will do the same thing. ತಪ್ಪು ಹೇಳೋದು, fraud ಮಾಡೋದು ಮಾಡೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. But there has to be a strict thing. France is the only country in the world which has got a very strict thing about the social media. If anybody does a mistake, he or she has to go to jail for 10 years. A small mistake, spreading a false information or a fake information, France ali tumba strict agi deal ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲ strictness ಇಲ್ವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. They don't do any kind of this kind of a strict deal. Okay, so the thing is, because of the lack of control over the law, people don't want to do it because political leaders don't want to do it. Okay, because they want to use the social media as it gives them a ground, it gives them easy manipulation of things. It gives them a multiply ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೋದು ನಾವು. ಒಂದು ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಲಕ್ಷಾಂತರ ಜನ ನೋಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. So they are saving money. So nothing costs them, right? So this is the reason why social media has become so and so stronger, is because of you wouldn't have forwarded that, no? Many people, yesterday I was just seeing the dead body of Arjuna. Okay, Arjuna, maybe people must know the Dasra elephant was been killed during the rescue operation. So adana mass madbeku. Usually we blur the picture. But I see all the pictures of the blood, the scattering of the body with the elephant, everybody is using that. So there is no sensitivity. Just imagine somebody from a family laying on the road with blood like that. Will I do that? I will not do that. So this kind of empathy, this kind of being in another thing is very much important. So social media, that is why we are trying to sensitize our younger generation also, because they are the future. Okay, so as a intervention or as an intervention of the teachers, ನಮ್ಮ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ educated ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ತರ activities ಗಳು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡು we have been doing it. And that is what I have to say. And I think it's 6:30. 4:30. I'll stop it here. Any questions if you have, or any observation, criticisms, I'll be more welcome. And if anything is there, you can just take it ahead. Yeah, I'll be happy to give some questions. I'll be happy to do that. Yeah.
Madam,
as per the last question, ma'am, empathizing is the something what you tell, what you said about. Very recently, there was a story in Instagram where a guy was a 10th standard of North India who is a makeup artist actually. So because of the social media bullying, he committed suicide.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was like, that went on, going viral about like how bullying, social media bullying, has become, taking a, life of a person. So that is where empathizing is most important. And my question is, ma'am, we are seeing so much of intervention of the children in the media, like being used in the reels, which are unwanted and so insensitive, and the most of the vulgarity is being shown. So such kind of videos are being made by the parents itself, and it is being uploaded in the social media. So what is your opinion on that? And one more thing is that, of course, and when we look back the past of our political, the history, so where we never had a splitting of the political leaders in a such a narrow way, or in a the lower way. But today is the trend that if they don't speak the such kind of a particular word on the social media, they're not eligible to become a political leader. So that is what the status of it, where we never ever heard about or never ever seen spitting on each other with a lower level of language, even in the print media or in the news, where the news used to be filtered and the news was produced or broadcasted to us, and the print media, they used to filter it and they used to produce it us. But today it is not the situation. So what is your opinion on this, and what is your opinion on that, the two questions?
Okay. So thank you, Dr. Nagis, for the question, and thanks for the patient hearing also. And your first question would be on the parents using children's. As I told you, it is about instant popularity. And one more thing is, you must observe, and you'll be very well aware that majority of the social media gives monetary benefits. Because if a particular Instagram, or if a particular FB, or if a particular video which is being posted on YouTube, if it has so many number of viewers or likes or something, it is being benefited in terms of monetary. Okay, ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಲೈಕ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಈಗ 5,000 ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಲೈಕ್ ಹೋಗಿದ್ರೆ, ಅಥವಾ 5,000 ಜನ ವ್ಯೂ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ದುಡ್ಡು ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. Okay, so what has become is, it is one of the easiest way for many of the people to earn money. Okay, so that can be one of the reasons, because everybody wants to be rich. Okay, one is the monetary benefit which is involved, and secondly, without any kind of a thing, using your mobile phones and using your tactics, whatever local talent you people have, you can earn money. And in order to look for big stages like India's Got Talent, or in order to look like Sarigamapa, that it can be one of the reasons. But actually, as you told, there is a lot of negativity for that also. Children's, as you told, children's are being abducted. Children's are been, as you told, passing bad kind of a comments on them. Okay, as you told, yes, parents are there, but these kind of social things needs to be controlled. That is what I'm telling you. In the name of money, in the name of popularity, in the name of instant popularity, people are losing that particular ground. Okay, that is one thing. Second thing is about the political, as I told you again, the reason why the law is not being taken very seriously, because the political leaders don't want it. Okay, at the end of the day, it is the leaders who have to make and frame the laws. By chance, if you have a very strict regulations on the social media, okay, I'm going to say only these kind of things, censorship irbeku, we have to go as a gatekeeper, who will be under loss. Most of the loss will be for the political leaders or political ideologies. So that is the reason why there is no any stringent action or a law which is being made in the thing. So, but this debate has started. Okay, it's not that people are not discussing about it. Lot of lawmakers, lot of law is being is about to create these kind of minds. Yake ಮಾಡಬಾರದು ಅಂತ question ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಜನ. Why it is not happening in India? Only when a like-minded people, and only when an academic class like us pitch into it and say it has. ಈಗ ನಿರ್ಭಯ ಕೇಸ್ ಹೆಂಗಾಯ್ತು? Why did the stringent law was being made on Nirbhaya case? Rape victims ಆದಾಗ, so that was being made as a law. People started fighting for it. Okay, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಬೇರೆ law ಅಂತ ಬಂತು, stringent action ಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂತು. So this is also is going on the same line. Okay, so these kind of debates should happen on the social media rather than having only Shilpa Shetty or maybe any other kind of a thing. It is one, they are influencers, they get money, they do it, but it doesn't apply to the common man. Okay, everybody wants to become stars. So somewhere, as I told you, a social sensitivity and social thinking And coming of togetherness and making the society a better place to live in is what, as an academia, we have to do. So that's the reason why I thought this topic would be very discussed, because out of 29 people will go and meet 29,000 students. So we'll be sowing those seeds, and those seeds will become plant tomorrow. That's the reason why we took up this particular thing.
My last question to you, ma'am. That's the last question of mine, ma'am. Being a professional journalist, you have certain ethics, values, and morals, because you made them to go as a professional. But right now, ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿನಗಳು ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಅವ್ರ ಇಷ್ಟ ಬಂದಂಗೆ ಚಾನೆಲ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು, ಪೇಜ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು, ಅಥವಾ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಬರೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶವನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಆಸ್ ಅನ್ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಷಿಯನ್, ಆಸ್ ಅ ಜರ್ನಲಿಸ್ಟ್, ನೀವು ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತಹ ಚಾನೆಲ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಥವಾ ಪೇಜ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಏನಾದ್ರು ರಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಷನ್ ಹಾಕೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಉಂಟಾ? ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದೀಸ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಅನ್ಆಥರೈಸ್ಡ್ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಲಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಚಾನೆಲ್ಸ್ ಗಳಾಗಿರ್ಲಿ, ಅಥವಾ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ ಗಳಾಗಿರ್ಲಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಅವರುಗಳೇ ಓನ್ ಆಗಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹಾಕುವಂತಹದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ನಾವು ಲಿಮಿಟೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ಸ್, ಸೊ ವೇರ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕರ್ಬ್ ದೀಸ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಅನ್ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಮೆಸೇಜಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಲಿ, ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗೋದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇವತ್ತು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗೋದವನಿಗೆ ಅವನು ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಅವನು ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನ ಒಂದು ನಂಬರ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್, ಅವನು ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್, ಅವನ ಒಂದು ಲಾಯರ್ ಬಾರ್ ಕೊಡೋದು ಇರಲೇಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಹಾಗೇನೆ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತಹ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲಿ ಒಂದೊಂದು ರಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಅವ್ರು ಅದನ್ನ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ವೆನ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಎರಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವರೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಚ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ವೇರ್ ವಿಚ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಓವರ್ ದಿ these kind of mushrooming of the websites or something. So what is your move on that?
Okay, thank you for the question. So answer ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. Okay, so the most important thing is
ma'am, I just want to add up to what one rule under ಯಾತಕ್ಕೆ ಅದನ್ನ ತರ
ಒಂದು ma'am ಕೇಳಿಸಲಿಲ್ಲ,
ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. What is information? What is the Ministry of Information and Broadcast? ಒಂದು ಪಾಲಿಸಿ ಅಂಡರ್ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ರೆಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಯಾತಕ್ಕೆ ತರಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದ. If you just see countries like China, their social media, I do agree, information is most important, but the civilized information is also most important, and it is the responsibility of the country to lead the citizens in a right way. So why is the
ma'am, as we all know, and the
country
answer
not
is
able to bring them into under one umbrella?
That's my yeah. Thank you, Dr. Rashmi. So the thing is, for both Rashmi as well as Dr. Nagesh, the thing is, ours is a democratic country. Okay, here the constitution itself says there is a freedom of speech and expression. Okay, the very constitution say we are under democracy, and media comes under the particular democracy where we say you are free. Any person has got the right to air his or her opinion freely. Okay, there is no restrictions as such. And using of the social media or using any of the channels of the media can't be controlled by the government. ಹಂಗಾಗೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ controlled citizen, like ಇವಾಗ ಡಿಕ್ಟೇಟರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ, ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, it becomes a dictatorship, or it becomes a communist country like China, where everything is what you call censored. Okay, they don't have Google in ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಚೈನಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಎಂಜಿನ್ ಇದೆ, ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ವಾಟ್ಸ್ಆಪ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರದ್ದೇ ಆದಂತ ವಿಚಾಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ they are the country which have got restrictions, ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ. ಬಟ್ ನಮ್ದು ಡೆಮೋಕ್ರೆಟಿಕ್, ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಲಾರ್ಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಡೆಮೋಕ್ರಸಿ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ನಾವು ಆತರ ಸ್ಟೇಟಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಆತರ ರೈಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ಯು ಕಾಂಟ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಎನಿಬಡಿ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ವೇರ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ 19 speaks about the freedom of speech and expression. That means even you are free to air your opinion, but how do you do it? That is very much important. But like opening up of a new channel, opening up of a thing, nobody can control it is not there. It is my own business, because the constitution itself says I have my freedom to life. I can go and stay anywhere in any part of the country. I can take up any kind of a job I want to do. But what is more important is the self-regulation. What is more important is my self-ethics, because a journalist adne helodu navella paata maadi kalistive, but when people go out and people do things, what they say is, madam, it's a matter of money, it's a matter of my survival. But in the name of survival and in the name of your staying back doesn't mean that you have to hurt anybody. Alli, that is the question where your ethics and your self-regulations comes into picture, which many of them are not doing. So, and those people can't be called as a journalist also. That is what we had to say. And that is the reason why, as he rightly pointed out, that there is a huge mushrooming of the things. And it will be there today and tomorrow it will not be there. Why local channels and local pages and local small things are coming up? Because of these reasons. Because nobody can control. Because that is my way of doing it. I am good in this. So that's why I'm doing this. I'm good in photography, I'm good in video. This is what everybody wants to have a news channel. But the authenticity, the credibility of the media matters. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಂತ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಚಾನೆಲ್ಗೂ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಕೊಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆದಂತ ಒಂದು ಇದಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಘನತೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಂಟೆಗ್ರಿಟಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಎಥಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಫ್ ದ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಎಥಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದೇರ್, then it is a wrong thing. So you need to know what to choose, what not to choose. ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ನಂಬಬೇಕು, ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ನಂಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ನೀವೇ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. We need to think. So if something comes in one particular website X, which is, it is not it is a created one. The person is not. I told you, who is behind it? What is the evidence? You need to check. If the person himself is not a journalist, he is a businessman, obviously speak something about it, then there is no ethics. There is a component of ethics. If it is being spoken by Times of India or Hindu, it has some authenticity. So these kind of things is what we have to tell and we have to cultivate among ourselves. At least as an educated club, at least we should be strong enough to say it's wrong, it's wrong. And we have to put very strong and stand because of this. And you can't control it. As I told, it's a tsunami. It's a tsunami which is happening on the social media. And how we curtail it, it all depends upon our usage and educating our people who are in and around us. At least ಅದನ್ನಾರು ನಾವು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಕನ್ಸರ್ನ್. Okay, hopefully I have answered your question.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Anything else?
Madam.
ಹೇಳಿ ma'am.
ಮೇಡಮ್, ಈಗ ರಿಯಾಲಿಟಿ ಶೋ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದಾವಲ್ಲ, ಇವು ಎಷ್ಟರ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದಾವೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೀಡಿಯಾದವ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಈ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್